Hello and welcome to Sunday Training with Team Empire. I am so excited to be here with you all this evening. My name is Julia Flynn Werre and I'm an influencer with Euphoria Science. And I'm thrilled to be here and to introduce you to my senior business partner and my very good friend who lives close by, Brenda Graham. Brenda.
Hi, good evening, everybody. It's so nice to be able to do things with Julia because she's my right-hand woman and she's your right-hand woman to many people on this call. So it's very exciting to be able to share maybe something new, but maybe not. We never know.
It's true. We might just be going over some information that we're all very familiar with, but hearing it again with a new set of ears, and we're all perked up. Our topic tonight is one that I think is so pertinent to growing this business more than almost any other business I've been involved with, which is follow up. And wouldn't you agree, Brenda?
I would agree. And this is my strongest point, follow up. That's really a joke, people.
That is not true. Brenda Graham and I have been friends and worked together on businesses many times, and I will tell you that she is the queen of follow-up and is going to share some great information. Brenda, before we get started, actually, this is our slide, following up and following through. Can you tell everybody just a little tidbit about what your background is in network marketing in general, and then why this was so exciting to you? I would just love to hear that.
Oh, well, I've been in network marketing for over 30 years, but the bottom line is that I helped my mother not build an Amway business because the person who sponsored her never showed her the multi-level marketing side. She was a very strong retail leg that she was used for. So I knew how to sell things, and especially things through a network marketing company. Didn't do anything for another 25, 30 years. And then when we were in the military, reintroduced to network marketing, Amway again, from the real business side. And then I've just maintained an interest. I've always had a side company that I knew would be beneficial to my retirement. Because when I joined nursing in the state of Maryland, and I did that for over 40 years, they didn't pay Social Security in for nurses, so you didn't earn quarters. So I always knew I needed something.
That's amazing. I didn't know that either. So one of the things I love that really I would say in this past 7 days, I've seen and witnessed more than anything else, I just want to point out to everybody, is that you can be any age and be in this business. You can be 18 and you could be 88. And I have quite literally spoken to 18-year-olds and 88-year-olds this week. So it's really important because you would find it hard to get a job that pays this well in any kind of job like that. So when we dive into this topic, let's be thinking about those people that we know who hit that mark. So if you're unaware, I'm just going to point out to you that there is something happening, something hot and good every single night of the week in this business. If you want to introduce someone to the concept, the idea, the business, the opportunity, or do training, you have a real smorgasbord of things. It's like the Golden Corral, the buffet of things to do here. So here is our first slide. 3 business philosophies to live your business by. And I think that was what we were just talking about, wouldn't you say? But point number 3, Brenda, can you hit that one for me? Because I love this topic.
You mean working with the willing?
Working with the willing.
Well, that's not my philosophy. I'll work with anybody as long as they're still breathing, because the whole purpose is follow up. They don't have to be willing, especially since we're now in the internet and social media age. So you can just keep transferring them to another list, like the quarterly list, in 3 months or 4 months. So
you're talking about like autoresponders and sharing material, data, information, and concepts with them over time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're definitely going to hit that topic, aren't we? That's cool. I like to hear you say that. Follow up versus follow through. So I like this little slide here and this little graphic on the right-hand side. Follow space up is a verb. That's the action to follow up. Follow dash up is a noun. That's the thing. And then follow up is wrong. I just love this little slide. But follow through. Can you kind of give me a little insight between follow up, which are the actions that are needed, and follow through?
Well, you just said it, Julia, the action set. I'm sure many people here have set things that they do for each, and I do it really per whatever focus group or target group I'm dealing with.
Okay.
So if I'm talking to moms at home, I'll use a different set of follow-up videos or whatever, emails for them. Docs, the same thing, something different for every type of group that I'm talking to. So,
yeah, I think it's
anything else about that?
To me, it's kind of like follow up is the action or the thing you're doing, but follow through is how relentless I am in doing it. Unstoppable, pushing, using every tool. My famous last words are, I'm using this tool till I break it. And you've heard me say that a number of times. Consistency is key. I really love this slide because this speaks to the follow through. This is where you have to keep moving, I think, and do it with vision. I think that's really true. But this, you guys, this to me is the gem in the crown. This slide right here. This is the gem in the crown. If you've known me for a couple of years, you've probably seen me post this slide from time to time. Oh my goodness. I cannot express to you how powerful this was to me. The very first time that I saw this was in relation to my dad, who was a top sales producer, and to my stepdad, who was an even bigger top sales producer. And both of them drove this home. Oh my golly. And my mother drove this home. I think I've probably told you guys the funny story about selling Olympic greeting sales cards and walking around the block, and I'd come home and I'd say, well, mommy, I was 8. That's why I called her mommy. I wouldn't do that currently. I said, I have so many sales, so many boxes of cards sold. And she'd say, okay, awesome. Get back out there and make one more round. And she would have me go around the block literally 3 times. Do you have a story about that, Brenda?
Well, I think we have a great example on the phone. Sherry Girl is killing it. And she's killing it right now because she is so consistent with her follow-up. So it's there. You can't say enough about it. That 80% is real and true. And Sherry can see it in her numbers.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you said that, because you're 100% right. Sherry definitely preaches and shares incredible training on how to do follow-up and how to do it with grace and with intention. And I think we're going to hit that a little bit more too. We're going to hit that grace and intention. We're going to hit that grace and intention pretty powerfully. This is the importance of follow-up. It shows the prospect that you care. People's lives change every day. This slide is really, really true. I do think that Brenda and I did talk about something a little while ago about the importance of following up, and it reminded me of a Todd Falcone video that I had just watched. Do you remember what we were talking about? I don't know if you remember, Brenda, where we were talking about Todd was saying, so you show a video, you give this great presentation, you get them all excited, and you go, okay, thanks. And you don't say another word. Like you just drop off the edge of the cliff. It's so disrespectful to your client, to your prospect, to not give them a cue. And Brenda and I each have a different cue. Brenda, tell everyone, and I want you guys to write this down. If you don't have a piece of paper and a pencil, please get this out, because Brenda's going to give you her magic sentence. Brenda, what is your verbal cue when I get to the end of the video so I know what to do?
How are you ready to proceed?
I'm unsliding for this one. I'm looking you in the eye. One more time, Brenda.
How are you ready to proceed? Or are you ready to proceed? How are you ready to proceed? Whatever, give them the open.
And I think you even said something like, now that you've seen all this information on a scale of 1 to 10, was that right?
Oh, no, I never do those numbers. I think that's so corn, I just try to keep it natural.
You don't like doing the numbers?
No.
I like to, I am so corny. I am so old school sales. I love doing it. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what, really a 6? I would never have believed that. I would have thought a 3 or a 4. There I am. I break right into sales girl mode. Okay, so you don't do that. You say, you show the material, and then you say, after seeing all this material.
Yeah, I think just keeping it simple. You know, what did you like best? That I know that sounds canned, but it really, people do appreciate it because it's so simple.
Awesome. So my cue is slightly different, which is so great because Brenda and I have real different takes on stuff. Brenda says, how would you like to proceed? And I always say, okay, so the next step, or all we need to do to get started today is go to the website and sign you in. The next step is to get you a little bit more information so that you can make a great decision. And I say that very, very genuinely and very clearly because that sets me up for that ability to have another step in the follow-up chain. And I'm really, really specific about how I like to do and what I like to do in my follow-up. So I'm making sure that I can set them up for the next step. So
wait a minute, Julia, my sister sells timeshare.
Yes, ma'am.
And she insists that you must use the word today at least 5 times in your conversation.
Ooh!
Today.
All right, we need to get Ivy on the phone for one of these calls, you guys, because Ivy is a top producing timeshare salesperson.
Yeah, today.
So she says today, so we're getting started today. So how would you like to proceed today?
Yes.
The next step we need to take today is this. All we need to get started today is this. Okay, guys, we have gold. We can shut everything down. We're good. Following up with the prospect, never take somebody off your list. You already hit that one pretty hard. Keep inviting, drip on them. I think that to me means autoresponders, and that means staying in touch and sending them, hey, did you know that we have lunchtime science? Did you know that Dr. Jen will actually answer your questions? Hey, did you know that we could actually invite you to a webinar where you could learn just about our health information? Hey, did you know that the CEO and president of our company is coming to town or is having an event and you can witness that? Hey, did you know? Those are great things. What else would you say is something that you like to share, Brenda?
Well, you know, generationally, I deal with an older group of people, so I do a lot more through the email process.
Okay.
So I don't do so much auto responding or, you know, our new bells and whistles, which really work well for people your age and younger, but not so much for people my age.
So, are you saying from the receiving end or from the sending end, Brenda? What are you saying for
both.
tools?
Both.
Okay, so you're saying that some people would prefer to get, well, what kind of contacts are you doing then? Tell us.
Email. I'll send a blog. I do a lot of informational stuff on Facebook and via email because some of the things we ask and talk about are real personal. So that's where I keep it. It's not as fast though, but when people make a decision, they're there. Do you know what I mean? If they're going to be a customer, they're a solid customer. If they're a marketer, they're a solid marketer. And I think a higher conversion of customer to marketer is there too. In my age group now.
But I can attest to that because it's 100% true with me. I mean, I was your customer.
Yes.
Yeah, and now here I am a marketer. And I'm a pretty solid marketer in your team.
Yes, you are.
I love it. So, okay, so that really does bring me to something else. So for me, I really do like to let everybody know, even if these are cold contacts, I really do want to text them often. I want to let them know my name. I like to say, you know, hey, this is Julia here. I want to let you know, blah, blah, blah. I like to send them a lot of stuff through Rapid Funnel. If you're unaware of Rapid Funnel, please reach out to me, Sherry Girl Bonet, Micah, Sean Zimmer. Please reach out to us. We would love to show you Rapid Funnel. I did a Rapid Funnel training not too long ago where I talk about the succession. But when you're using Rapid Funnel, for me, I definitely have a protocol that I like to follow. And the kind of the crescendo of all of it is when I invite them to experiencing euphoria. So for me, I really, really like to get everybody I can into that tool. This is so funny though, Brenda, and I don't know how you feel about this, but what I like to do is get them into Rapid Funnel, and then I like to tag them on the different posts that might have something to do with them. But for me, what I do is keep a running list of our choo-choo train. We're running out of time. What I like to do is actually re-tag them. Go back in and tag them again to remind them that they were in that group so that they can get more information. Do you use that tool, or yes or no, or you like it, you don't?
What did I just tell you? Most of my base, they still have flip phones.
Oh,
yes, yes, yes. This is technology that is beyond the people that I talk to usually.
Okay, all right. I do love it. I do.
They're retired. They're 70 plus. I'm talking to people my age. So they get a little, it's different how they do their money and the things they had priorities for.
Okay. I love it. Okay. Well,
so a letter in the mail.
Moving on.
Put a letter in the mail, a birthday card. I'm old school. I have to say old school.
I do like that too. All right. Well, let's keep going then. Let's talk more about this. Oh, here's some great ideas. Confirming a home event. Confirming it. Okay, so this is where you're confirming in your follow-up. Like, you're using the confirmation as the tool to follow up, plugging them into the system. I think that's kind of what we just talked about a little bit. Here, now this is where we're talking about customers. So if you look at that last bit there, now this is really cool. When I was doing a little bit of brush up, because I did some brush up today, and I was reading some things that were really great. Let me share with you guys real quick. With new customers, send a note to say thank you. Some companies send emails, both are good, but remember to check in. It's an excellent strategy to call your clients a week or two after the sale and just find out how everything is going, keeping the lines of communication open for that second sale. Think referral. I just got real excited about that one. Yeah, that's where keeping the lines of communication open is so important. Now this is showing Rapid Funnel, which we just talked about for a couple of minutes, because we definitely have trainings that specifically talk about using Rapid Funnel for exposures. Another thing that Brenda and I think really both like to do is to pick up the phone and talk to people, cold or warm or hot people, right? Like, we like to pick up the phone and call. But I will say to you, we both just did a really cool training with a marketing specialist who talked about the power of using Facebook and Facebook Messenger. And I absolutely think that's crucial to the whole process, is using Facebook. And again, I cannot stress enough, like what Brenda just said, that Sherry Girl Benet has an amazing training program where she teaches how that works. And there are many specialists out there. I don't want to go into a detail on that particular training or anything like that, but I just want to say that I think, do you agree with that? Do you find that that works for you? I know you have a different way of going, but are you having any success?
This is the first time that I felt comfortable with Facebook.
Okay.
After that 15 days, because he introduced so many things that you could get comfortable with. You didn't have to do the way it was used, how I was traditionally trying to use it. So yes, it's going to change my business. So the number of people I can contact. Yes.
Wonderful. Oh, that's really good. Well, I do have to answer the question. I know we've been moving through a lot, but I do want to come back to one really important thing, which is why follow up. And I want to read this. Naturally, the ultimate goal of follow-up after a sale is to generate more sales. Customers are far more likely to purchase from someone they trust, who acknowledges their patronage and provides excellent customer service. And I had an interesting thing happen yesterday. I was yard sailing, which I do every Saturday, and I came to this one house, and there was this adorable young lady who, of course, was selling Girl Scout cookies. And it dawned on me, Girl Scout cookies are the perfect example of sales and follow-up and good customer service, because they even sell that brand of cookie or that kind of cookie now in the grocery store. But when you know a young lady or you know a family that's selling Girl Scout cookies, you're definitely more apt to buy them from them. And I think they're even more expensive. So price doesn't come into play, right? Or availability or frequency. It just like in one flash of light, I was like, whoa, Girl Scout cookies just nailed it. Because that's kind of where we are too. I mean, if you're talking about price, if you're talking about, different things like that, which is why follow-up is so important, because it also speaks to getting to know somebody more and more and more. And when they're more comfortable, familiar with you, and they see that you're going to give good customer service, I bet they're going to be more likely to buy from you. Well, it's a thought anyway. What do you think?
I think it's true. And I think one little thing that we forget often is that people have to feel our conviction and our sincerity. And one-on-one on the telephone, whether you know the person or not, if you can just get them to talking, especially if they've done the questionnaire, then they can, when you actually show an interest, and they can feel that you really, it's from the servant standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And
okay.
So if you stay in that place, they will stay with you, through the conversation, even to receiving more information, even if they tell you no. When you ask, well, could I send you some more information from time to time? Because from the questionnaire, you know what some of their interests are. So you can address those with your follow-up videos and with the snip videos.
Ooh, that's great stuff. So by questionnaire, you're referring to the health survey found within the Rapid Funnel tool,
Yeah.
which I use as my point of entry into Rapid Funnel, which I think is really, really the way that you and I both kind of begin. We begin there, and from there, all good things flow. We just keep moving that way. I think the other line, and it may have been Kyle, or it was Michael Schwarting, I can't remember, it was last week's call, I think, talking specifically about saying, would you mind if I sent you more material about new things that are happening with the company? Or, hey, would you like to see my progress? No, it wasn't either one of them, but it was a man that you and I have been watching recently. But this young man said, how about if I just keep you up to date on my progress? I thought that was really cool. Oh, that's great. Everybody's chiming in with some amazing comments tonight. It's just amazing what people are saying. How many people are really paying attention to all of these nice follow-up tools that are available to us. So I'm going to keep moving forward here. Okay, so this is more about Rapid Funnel. Again, we have some great Rapid Funnel trainings. This is really powerful stuff. I think, oh boy, I really love this. Brenda, you want to take this one?
Not necessarily, but I can. So we, technically I already talked about their hot buttons and listening to them, because between the questionnaire and the follow-up, when you speak to them, you're going to get a lot more information than you thought was possible. Because once you get people talking about, even people who say no, they will tell you so much about themselves before they get to that point. They'll say no initially, and then they'll go on when you ask them some personal questions and give you more to, more feedback. So that's the significance of it.
I worked with a woman who was my very first client when I opened my marketing company, who, no matter what you asked her, her first answer was always no. Would you like a tuna fish salad sandwich? No. I mean, it didn't matter what you said to her. Lena is her name. And it killed me. It cracked me up, because you could literally be saying, did you want me to stay and help you out a little bit? No. Yes, I definitely do. Like, well, which is it? So you are totally right. Just because they say no does not really always mean no. It's so interesting that you would I immediately thought of her when you were saying that. Hot buttons. Keep them talking. I love this. What would you do if you had additional income? Well, what's interesting is it's kind of funny, because if somebody wants to travel, maybe you send them pictures of places that you've been or that you want to go, or where they wanted to go, and like how are we making this work to get there, right? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Retired, or you know, working? Maybe you're going to buy a farm and have a hobby farm. Let's find pictures of that. I mean, really feeding into what they can do, and then showing them how that they can get this done. This is important stuff. How do they get it done? So the customer has the customer referral program. I think that's a great follow-up tool. I absolutely love that. I think all of our tools, all of our videos, all of our trainings, all that kind of stuff is so fun to share. You touched on that too, the snip videos. That's actually how I use Rapid Funnel. I send a lot of snip videos. They are so short that truly, if somebody's willing to look for 10 seconds, they're going to get some great information, and that's really short. So right. I think you can keep them engaged. That's you know, well, hey, you know anybody with heart disease?
Even if they're tempted to turn it off, they see it's only a minute and they'll finish it.
Right. There you go. That is so true. Absolutely true. This is a great video too, you guys. Making sure the customer orders their kit properly. I would say making sure they know how to sign up on YouStart. One of the things that I really like to do with everybody is, I'm just going to pop this off for a second. So here's my kit. I actually have a demo kit that I like to open and show them and kind of walk through if possible. This is what it's going to look like. This is what you're going to see. I don't always get the chance to do that, but you know, usually people will give me a call back later and we'll talk about stuff. But I like to send them a picture of the code on the back of the box via text, so that they have that code, because they might need that in the future and they might not remember. So just to,
that's a great point.
Yeah, just especially if you're giving like a husband and a wife or something like that, you can mark, like, I don't know if you saw, these were little clear Post-it notes that I just put over there to put the person's name on it. So, you know, Julia goes on one, Don goes on the other, DJ goes on the other, and you know which is which. And then each person, you know, you can just put this right here, and each person gets a little text message picture of which kit goes to which person. And I think that's you know, a good way to follow up on that one. Okay. Yeah, no doesn't mean no. Sometimes it just means not right now, right?
For sure.
There we go. That's the Experiencing Euphoria conversation we were just talking about. I gotta tell you guys, I love doing screenshots of people's testimonials, telling their story. There was a young man last week who's a young guy, and his glasses changed, his prescription changed, and he had the picture of his prescription then and now. I mean, I was like, this is so cool. I want to share that. So I love sharing that. Following up once they get their kit to make sure that they, here's something I like to do. When somebody gets their kit, maybe they don't necessarily feel comfortable yet, although they probably do, sharing exactly what their reds are or what their yellows are, or what their greens are. But what you can do is you can say, that's really awesome. You know what? Let me tag you in one of our lunchtime science videos where Dr. Jen discusses the heart disease SNPs or the weight management SNPs. And then from there, you can kind of start your journey on learning more. Do you do something like that?
Julia, are you speaking to me?
Of course I'm speaking.
No, no, I send those via email.
Oh, okay, okay. You send those via email. Well, that brings me to a really important point, which is that when it comes to email, the subject line is the most important thing, they say, okay? So something provocative and something extremely short, or something extremely long, and to change that up back and forth, back and forth. So that was, you know, having a very, actually there's some really great websites. If you just Google excellent email subject lines and things like that, you might find something. Sherry Benet probably has some really good ones up her sleeve. I bet she does for email and texting too. It works really good for texting too. So the fortunes in the follow-up, set up times in your week dedicated to only following up. I cannot say how important that is. That is absolutely true. Remember, you're doing a courtesy for people that you've already spoken to. What if they got wrapped up in something? What if they forgot? You never know, right?
Right, and life changes so quickly from day to day. So you just never know.
Oh my gosh. Boy, ain't it the truth.
Yeah.
The job they thought they were so secure in yesterday might be gone tomorrow. So you never know when you want to call somebody up. I mean, you guys have heard me talk about it. One minute we were going to buy chicken wings to see a football game, and the next minute we were not. Everything changed in an instant. So it's really true. We want to get back out there and talk to people. I would say do a little challenge in your group. You know what I mean? Like, who can get the most follow-ups in this week and stuff like that. We have an amazing training on, I'm not a training, but an amazing business presentation every Tuesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is great to get people onto. In fact, the goal is really definitely, I would say, a minimum of one person a week, if not 5, trying to really grow your business. The more people you have on that webinar with Kelly and Tina, for instance, although there are the ones with Lori Court, there's the Monday night trainings. I mean, every single week there is just a plethora of smorgasbord of trainings and business presentations and things like that that you can get people on. The more invitations you have, the more follow-up you have, the more 3-way calls. Now, we're not going to talk about 3-way calls right tonight, but holy mackerel, aren't they a powerful tool?
They are, and very much underused in all businesses. I don't know why people don't get the connect of the verification of somebody else being involved and being able to support their business, to edify who they are, and to actually show that we work as a team. So people are so afraid to buy a business sometimes and have no support. And so that 3-way call shows that, yes, there is something in place. There are people to assist and help me. Yes, very much underrated.
I like to do a 3-way call also after the person started with someone in the senior leadership, because it really solidifies and it gives them one more person to talk to. I know Daryl Middleton does this quite actively. He's very active in helping his new team members to get introduced to someone else. I know Sherry Girl Benet does that absolutely with people on her team. I mean, I know I keep saying these people's names over and over again, but I know that they do these things. I know Carmen Patino goes out of her way to make newcomers feel welcome, which is really, really huge. Randy Kiefer gets really involved. I know it's amazing. Lori Court, her heart is such in the right place. She has helped so many people just get more and more involved and more acclimated and really brought into the fold and feeling powerful. Kyle McGregor goes out and finds the new leaders on the team so that they can feel really involved and we can be built up. And it's amazing how the more leadership qualities that I see throughout our organization, the more leaders I see. And it is just absolutely shows the foundation and the power of our team. And we are really a strong, rock solid foundation and team. 3-way calls, I love them, and there are scripts and there are books and there are, you know, just learning the definition of edification. What is that? What's the proper way? Just, you know, we'll do more trainings on that, you guys, I promise. I have one more. I think I want to go back here just a bit more, and then I want to share one.
We're already at the 38.
Oh, we're at 38 minutes. Oh, my heavens. Okay, well, I don't want to keep going. Here we go. Inspect what you expect. I think you guys have heard that term before. Keep track with notes. I use a notepad. You can use, excuse me, you can use Rapid Funnel. You can use spreadsheets. As far as tracking materials goes and CRMs, we can have a whole training on that. I mean, there's definitely a lot there. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back. Follow up with all of your prospects. Follow up with any and all nutritionists that you've spoken to. If you've started your business and you've helped someone else start their business and they've kind of gone backward, remember every single day is a new opportunity for a relaunch. Every single day, and especially changes of season. We've just experienced the summer to autumn changeover, right? We've just had the autumnal equinox is about ready to happen. So this is the perfect time to relaunch, get moving, get shaken, and do a relaunch. Get with your team and talk about it. I did have some funny ideas for some more follow-ups. I want to share them very fast. Send someone you've been following up with a picture of your cheesiest grin and tell them how happy it would be how happy you are to know them, and it makes you so happy that you know them. A big open mouth, cheesy smile. Number 2, create a video so that they can hear the words thank you actually coming out of your mouth. Thank you for visiting with me. Thank you for looking at my material. Thank you for being a friend. And then create a story about what their purchase does for other people. Remember Happy Valley. Remember how good it makes you feel and how buying from a local business owner helps other people. Last and final message, ta-da, next week's training call. Know your business. This is going to be massive, you guys. You do not want to miss Sherry Girl Benet next Sunday evening. Holy cow. She's going to go through back office and stuff that we absolutely need to know. I cannot wait to be on this call. Absolutely going to have a pen and paper in hand, because this is just going to teach us how to grow our businesses so much faster. I think her partner in crime that next Sunday evening is going to be Micah. I am not positive if that's true. Who our team is for next Sunday night. But I promise you one thing, if you guys are here, you'll find out.
And get all this, the novices, the new people who've signed up. This is a call that they must see. So, you know, that would be really good if we could just hustle all the new people who've signed in September, and the people who are re-engaging. You are on that call. It will be really life-changing for them.
I can't agree more. Brenda said it. All right, you guys, this has been an amazing call. I am so grateful to you all. Again, my name is Julia Flynn Werre. I'm an nutritionist, and I love this business, and I'm so excited to be here. And this is my partner in crime, my senior business partner, and her name is
Brenda Miles Graham. Nurse Brenda.
Nurse Brenda and Julia Flynn Werre coming to you. We're both influencers with Euphoria Science, and we thank you guys so much for joining us about follow-up.